Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a return subscriber, welcome back. Everything that I use will be listed down below. I'm starting off with that lighter pink shade, and I'm using that as my transition shade. I'm stamping that into place, and I'm going to build that color up just a little bit before moving on to blending. As you can see, even with me building this color up, it did not show too good on my skin tone, so I will show you later on how I fix that. This particular color is a bit chalky compared to the other colors that I have tried, so I don't think I'll be using that color probably ever again. Okay, that shade is built up as much as it's going to be. So now I'm going in with that neon pink shade, and I'm just stamping that into place right under the transition color. And I'm going to keep stamping it into place before kind of blending it out just a little bit, just so I can make sure that I got my placement right where I want it to be. And I'm going to build that color up until I'm satisfied, just a little bit. I don't want it to be too bold of a pink, but I want it to be bold enough. I'm going to come in with a completely clean brush, and I'm just going to blend those two shades together just to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines between the two, even though you barely could tell where that transition shade is. To make sure that I don't have any harsh lines, I'm going to continue to blend. I'm going to go in with some concealer to do a cut crease. This part was optional for me since I am adding on glitter. I did not have to do that, but I wanted to make sure that the glitter had something to stick to, so I just wanted to go in with a little bit of concealer. Now I'm going to go back in with that neon pink, and I'm just stamping it into place where I placed it the first time, and I'm going to blend that forward as well as blend it over just a little bit to make sure that everything is nice and blended. And since I am doing like a smoky eye, I'm making sure that everything is blended outward as well. Now I'm just going in with this pink shimmer that's in this palette, and this, for some reason, it is going to show up a bit like silverish, but it is pink, so I'm gonna show you how I fix that later on as well. I'm using my finger to apply this because I feel like when using shimmers, it apply better when you use your fingers versus using a brush. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this white, and I'm gonna place that in the inner corners. Now, don't do what I did and use a big brush. Like I did, go in with a more tapered brush, or you can use your finger as well, but I will show y'all again how I fix that. The white in this palette is also chalky, so I won't be using that again either. I'm gonna go back in with my other color as well as dusting a little bit of that white away to clean up the overage. Now I'm going in with this silver glitter shade, and I'm going to use my finger to apply that as well. And with this shade, I did want to build that up, but not too much because I didn't want the silver to overtake that pink shimmer. So I'm going to go in little by little and just kind of eyeball how I want it. And then I'm going to take my brush and kind of blend those together to make sure that everything is blended. And I thought it was cute just the way it was, but I decided to go in with a little more of that pink shimmer. And they also had another pink shimmer that was in there that kind of looked more on the red side, and I just added that to the middle, as well as went in with that neon or fuchsia shade and added that as well to make that pink stand out a little more, because both of those shimmers next to each other kind of look the same. Again, going in with that brush, and I'm just blending everything together again so I don't have any harsh lines. Okay, and now that I'm satisfied with that, I'm gonna do the other eye off camera. So now I already primed my face off camera as well, and I'm going in with my foundation. As you can see, I only used a little bit at a time because my main focus is to cover up the hyperpigmentation, but as well as cover my whole entire face without having to go in with too much. A little does go a long way. Sometimes it may look like I'm adding on a lot of foundation, but I'm really not. And I'm just blending that out until I'm satisfied with how the coverage is. Add more when it's needed. Repeating the same steps on the opposite side, just add a little bit of foundation. You also can add some foundation to the back of your hand to kind of warm it up a little bit before applying it to your face. It's 100% up to you, or you can use a little palette if you don't like product on your hands. And I didn't do any type of concealer or nothing around the top portion of my brows, so I'm just going to swipe a little bit across my the top portion of my brows just to clean up that line a little bit, but don't go in too heavy that you wipe away your brows. Now I'm going to go in with some concealer, and I'm using just a little bit since I didn't use that much foundation. Going under my eyes, on my forehead, and down the center of my nose. And I'm going to blend out that concealer on my forehead right away, making sure that I'm really just stamping it into place. And as you can see, at least I can, it looked like that center part of my forehead is swollen. So I'm just going to go in with a little more right above that to kind of make it not look like that. I don't know why concealers look like that on my forehead. To blend out the concealer on my nose, I was going to use the brush, but I decided to use my finger. Using my finger is actually better for me because it helps me have more control of the product. Then I'm going to come back in with the brush and blend out even more. And I'm going to use that same brush to blend out that concealer underneath my eyes. As you can see, I did not let the concealer sit that long, but the longer you let concealer sit, the more full coverage it will be. You don't want to let concealer sit no longer than 2 minutes. I feel like 2 minutes is just enough, but you want to keep an eye on the concealer, especially if you don't know the drying time of your concealer. I'm really making sure that I blend that line where that concealer ends so I don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to take my bronzer and I'm just going to stamp that into place. When putting on bronzer, you want to make sure that you're blending the bronzer up towards the concealer. Around your hairline, you want to blend it into your hairline. And I'm going to take that foundation brush and I'm going to blend those lines together to make sure that I don't have any harshness, as well as go over the bronzer as well to kind of help blend that into my skin even more. I'm also going to contour my nose just a little bit and making sure that I don't use too much product because I don't want my nose to be super dark than the rest of my face. Every step that you take, you want to make sure that you properly blend everything together so everything can be nice and smooth at the end. I'm going to take my foundation brush to blend that out even further so that I don't have any harshness. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more concealer because I want it to be a little more brighter in the inner corner. I'm going to take my beauty blender and press that concealer in even further. This will help make sure that I don't have any extra lines. I'm going to get creasing regardless, but I don't want to set any extra creases that I may get. And then I'm going to go in with my translucent powder, adding a little bit at a time, really making sure that I press that powder in. I'm also going to use that translucent powder everywhere that I added the concealer. I'm going to fix my brows a little bit because, as you know, I don't finish off my brows until I have my foundation and concealer on. And now I'm just taking that remaining translucent powder onto my forehead to set that concealer into place. Now I'm just going in with my mixture of setting powders and I'm just placing that into place, basically setting the rest of my face and making sure that my foundation is set into place. I'm also going to go just a little bit over that bronzer as well. I'm going to use that same mixture to kind of go over my eyes as well. This is so that I can kind of take away some of that super brightness that I may get with using the translucent powder. And I'm going to let this sit for a little while and I'm going to do the rest of my face and then I'll come back. Okay, now that the rest of my face is done, I'm going to use another foundation brush to kind of dust away and buff the rest of that powder into place. And as you can see, I already have that brightness without using too much products. And after I'm done dusting away all that product, I'm gonna go ahead and spray and set the rest of my face. Hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, also share with a friend.